fourth graders, and welcome back. I am Mrs. Lamondo. Last time we were together, we read the text of Echo and Narcissus. We learned that to be narcissistic means to be like really full of yourself. You just think you are the greatest thing ever. Definitely a negative quality to have. Today, we're going to check out the media version and check for any similarities or differences we see between the media and the text. So let's get to it.
Echo was one of the many nymphs that lived in the forests of ancient Greece, and she had an extraordinary talent for talking. In other words, she could tell great stories, but she was a bit of a chatterbox.
Down through the valleys and the hills. It's just marvelous. That reminds me of the story I was going to tell you about.
One day, Hera, queen of the gods, came down from Mount Olympus in search of her husband Zeus, the great king of the gods. Hera was in a hurry and was not what you would call a patient woman. Every time she tried to ask Echo if she had seen Zeus, the well-meaning but not very tactful Echo managed to interrupt her.
Nymph, have you seen... Hera, it has been so long since you visited our woods, and we are honored to see you.
Yes, naturally. But what I want to know is...
Have you ever noticed how sweet the air is when the west wind passes over the fields of lavender?
Look, child, I want to know...
Lavender is my very favorite herb. If I'm ever feeling nervous or tense...
Unfortunately for Echo, Hera was not the kind of goddess who liked to stand around chatting with talkative nymphs.
And I also...
Words! You have far too many words for one little nymph. Nobody else can get a word in edgewise. Well, I'll fix that. From now on, you will only be able to repeat what has just been said to you. That will make you a better listener. Now leave me.
Echo tried to plead with Hera for forgiveness, but all she could say was,
"Now leave me.
Go. Scram.
Poor Echo wandered through the forest alone. Her life seemed all but over until one day she spotted a handsome boy named Narcissus, who was hunting in the woods. Instantly, she fell deeply in love. She wanted desperately to tell him so, but of course she couldn't say a single word until someone else spoke first. She would just have to wait for the right moment. What Echo didn't know was that many a girl before her had tried to attract the attention of the splendid Narcissus, but it seemed that no one could catch his eye. That is, until the day that he happened to see his own reflection in a pool of water. Of all the pretty faces he'd seen, Narcissus had never found one more fascinating than his own.
Perfection. Utter perfection. You're fabulous.
This was Echo's chance. From her hiding place behind a rock, she repeated the words that she so longed to say.
You're fabulous.
Narcissus grew more and more enchanted with his own image. He never once looked away from his reflection, for he was now sure it had spoken back to him.
I've never said this to anyone. I believe I love you.
I love you.
But as Narcissus reached into the water to try to touch the face that so fascinated him, it simply disappeared.
Don't leave me.
Dismayed at the sudden loss of his only love, Narcissus plunged into the deep pool. Echo rushed out from behind the rock, but it was too late. All she could say were the words that she last heard.
Don't leave me.
Echo's grief was unbearable. She wandered through the mountains without eating or drinking. And slowly, she faded away until all that was left of her was her voice. According to the ancient Greeks, Echo's spirit still exists in all the mountains and caves of the world, And you can even hear her today, repeating the last words of anyone who calls out to her. Hello!
Hello, hello, hello.
As for Narcissus, he didn't disappear forever either. In fact, a very strange thing happened. On the very spot where he was last seen, a beautiful flower grew. And as it grew, it leaned over the pool, still trying to get a look at itself. The flower, of course, is called the Narcissus.
Wow, I definitely saw a lot of similarities between that one and the text. All right, let's check out our Google Forms. So we will be completing one on Echo and Narcissus. So of course, your name. In both the text and the media, who takes Echo's voice? Hera, Zeus, Narcissus. In both the text and the media, what was Narcissus enchanted by? His shadow, his reflection, his voice. In what version of the story does Narcissus get angry with Echo? The text, the media, both. In the text, Narcissus dies by refusing to eat or drink. In the media, he dies from starving, slipping and falling, drowning. And lastly, what does it mean to be narcissistic? To repeat things you hear, to be obsessed with something, to be full of yourself. All right, fourth graders, as always, if you need any help, feel free to check in with your teacher. And I will see you next time. Until then, bye.